Hey, what's up everyone? It's the Crypto Coach Blockchain Wayne. Wanted to do a video to show you how to set up a hardware wallet. You may hear it called cold storage, hardware wallet, cold storage wallet. It is a physical device that allows you to store cryptocurrency, cold storage, offline, but allow you to plug it up to access it to be able to send it. Now, I've used quite a few over the years. I've used Trezor, I've used Ledger Nano S, and now I'm upgrading my Nano S to a Nano X, and there's some cool features about this. This is probably, from what I can tell, the best hardware wallet out there. This allows you to be able to connect to your computer and also connect to your phone wirelessly through Bluetooth to be able to access your crypto and be able to send it. So in other words, on the Nano S, the older one, it didn't quite hold as much. And then on top of that, you had to have a cable with you to be able to connect it to your phone. So this is the Nano X. I'm going to go through the basics. So let's talk about first, when you order, be very careful of where you order hardware wallets from. Even though the Ledger is a reputable company and Trezor is also a reputable company, you've got to make sure you're ordering it from the actual company. Now, you can buy it on Amazon, but make sure it says shipped and sold or by the company, by Ledger or by Trezor. Other than that, I order straight from the company. I ordered this one straight from the company. I'm going to include a link in this to where you can actually order straight from Ledger Nano X Ledger to get your devices. They have price breaks when you buy multiple. So if you got a few people that are in crypto and want to go in, get a few, but this is worth it. So in the scheme of wallets, I tell people, I look at crypto the same way I would handle the same amounts in, say, cash, right? If I've got a few dollars, I'm going to hold them on mobile wallets, right? I'm going to hold them in a wallet on my phone to where I can easily access it, easily send it without any other device needed. Now, once I get more than a few $100s and you want to put something which you would normally keep at home, either in a safe or safe deposit box or something, that's when the Nano X comes into play, because you want to keep your crypto secure. Now, the biggest problem with that is it's at home, you can't access it all the time, but the Nano X has some features that allows you to access your crypto from your phone, and you can send it off there without having to plug up to the device. So it's got a little bit of best of both worlds. You do have to have both devices together, but you don't have to plug them up. So if you get the Ledger Nano X, it should come in a sealed box. Now the Trezor will come in not only a sealed box, but it will have security seal that you pretty much have to tear that box apart to get in it. And that's to make sure you're getting a legitimate device and not one that's already been compromised. So I took the wrapping off, peeling the sleeve off, and we're going to open up this and show you what we have. So that's the device here. It looks very similar to a USB flash drive, and that is the device. So we're going to set this up here shortly to show you everything that comes with it. You will typically have... You do have a cable if you need to connect. If you want to connect it to your computer, it does have a cable here that allows me to connect it. And then it also comes with some paperwork. Now, the most important thing on this paperwork is your recovery sheet. When you go through the setup process, it's going to give you your seed phrase, recovery phrase. It is a 24-word phrase that if something happens and you need to either utilize this or restore this wallet, maybe this thing gets demolished and you need to restore it somewhere else, that is your ability to recover your assets if you can't remember the passphrase that you put on there to secure it. So this is very important. Never share this with anybody. And I also recommend keeping multiple copies. Now, one thing they'll do is they give you 3 cards to be able to utilize that on, so you can keep them in multiple places, 2 different physical locations in case something happens to your location. There's also a device called a Safe Ledger that you can utilize that a friend of mine created to where you can store all that information on a flash drive. It's got secure encryption on it, and it allows you to be able to pull it up physically, and you can have a few copies of that to do that. But this is no different than, think about what you're protecting, and don't get lazy. Also, don't save these words as a document file on your computer, right? It's not safe, it's not secure. That's how people get hacked. People's wallets don't just get hacked into by a hacker guessing what you're using. No, people's assets get hacked into because they don't protect their backup phrases, or they put easy passwords to guess. They use the same password for everything that they used 20 years ago. They're still using that same password today without any difference, and that's how people get hacked, right? Hackers are looking for the path of least resistance, whether that's crypto or anything else, so don't make it easy for them. It comes with a getting started booklet that will show you how to get started. There's a use book, and then also you get a cool little sticker, which I'm going to have to add that to my laptop there. So you get all of that stuff. And getting started, it basically just walks you through setting it up. And it says set up your device. You got to go to ledger.com/start. So we're going to go there. Let me open this up. And we are going to go screen share. Oh. Ledger.com/start. And we're going to follow the instructions to set up. So follow the 4 steps. Get Ledger Live to start setting up your device. So download the Ledger Live app. I'm going to do it on Windows. If you're doing this on a phone, you can do it on your computer. Do it on your Play Store. And it allows you to save it on those. So you see Play Store, App Store, Mac app, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to choose a PIN code and then write it down. And I'm going to write down my recovery phrase. So, see here, going to go to open. Going to install the app. Walking through the whole process. I'll probably cut out what if it shows any of my personal information. As far as PIN code or backup phrase, I'll cut that out the video, as you want to make sure you don't share that with anybody. So I hit finish, and I'm going to run Ledger Live. Now, if I'm using my computer for this setup, I will need to use the cable. If I was using my phone, then I would not need to use the cable. I would just be able to connect through Bluetooth. All right. So I will go here, and I get to pick my mode, dark, dusk, or light. I like dark mode. Get started, and I am going to set up as a new device. Now, if you're restoring from a recovery phrase, remember I said, say something happens to this, I can restore it on another one. Remember, even though it's called a wallet, your crypto is not technically on here. When we say wallet, because that's the term we're used to using to store money. But in essence, it's more of like a keychain. It gives you the keys to access it. The crypto is not moved. It just gives you the keys to access it on there. So I'm going to set up as a new device. And I am setting up an X. All right, so it says connect the ledger to your computer. So I'm going to take this cable here. Got this right here, and I am going to plug it up. All right, so it's plugged up, and it actually says now, it says to Ledger Nano X, press the right button. It says download Ledger Live, and then press the right button again, plus browse through the menus. Yeah. Press both buttons to validate a selection. Hold both buttons anytime to access Control Center to power off and more. And start Ledger Live to get assistance during setup. So set up a new device. It says choose a PIN code of 4 to 8 digits. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go through that process. And once you enter it, it's going to ask you to confirm it. All right, so now it says to write down my recovery phrase, which is what I will do next. So it's going to give them to me. And I need to write them down carefully to make sure that I have them right. So I will take my pen, go to my card, and I'm going to write down these phrases. All right, so I've written down my 24-word phrase. I've got it here. Not going to show it to you, but I've written it down. And next thing I want to do is make sure that I do it on the other two cards and on the safe ledger, like I mentioned to you that I have. But at minimum, if you don't have a safe ledger, make sure you got it on multiple cards. Have it written down. If you receive any kind of a hardware wallet and the security phrase is already written down for you, chances are that hardware wallet is compromised and you may have got it from a bad source. You don't want to do that. It actually generates it in the setup. So if you get one where it's already generated, that's not something that is a good thing. So you don't want to, you want to make sure you're not utilizing that. So I've gone through, I've selected them all, and it's going to say verify, press both buttons to continue, confirm your recovery phrase, and it's going to go through again. So I got to pick which. Next thing it's going to have me do is to select certain words to verify that phrase. So that's what I'm going to do next, is go through and verify each word that I've written down is in fact correct on here. All right, so now that I've got that set up, it says my device is now ready. I had to go back in and verify each word. So it gave me the number, and I had to select the word that matched what I wrote down for all 24 words. That took a little while for setup, but now my device is ready to use. So I can access my dashboard, and then I can install apps on it. I can go to Control Center and all of those different things. So now that I'm on Ledger Live, you're going to see I've got it set up. So wrote down my recovery phrase, done that. Did I choose my own PIN? Yes. Did you save your own recovery phrase? This is where I mentioned earlier, if you already have a recovery phrase like written down, then chances are your device is compromised. So I saved mine, and is it genuine? So now this will check to make sure I have a legitimate Ledger device. Better come up positive, because you got to give them access on the device. But I ordered this one straight from Ledger. All right, it says my device is genuine, so I continue. And now I'm going to set a password. All right, so I'm back. My password is now stored. I have it set up here. You're not going to see my password. Just know you see it's a long one. Make sure your passwords are complex. Use a variation of letters, numbers, symbols. Write it out as a sentence, but replace some letters with either numbers or symbols, and that keeps it more secure versus something very easy or something you've been using forever. Don't use those passwords. All right, so I set my password lock. It allows you to skip this step, but I feel passwords are important as long as they're used properly. So I'm going to continue. And this is asking me if I want to share any data. So I cannot, but whatever you feel is important. And my device is ready, so I can open Ledger Live. And it gives me an overview of the terms of use. I can go through all of this, read it, and then I agreed to the privacy policy. I've done this already. And now I can install apps on my device. So I can go to Manager, add accounts once I have apps on the device. All right, so do I want Bitcoin on here? Of course I'm going to have Bitcoin, so I'm going to download the Bitcoin wallet on here. We're going to go through the setup of a few of them. You can add these as you go. Next I'm going to do Ethereum as well. All right, so here we are looking back at downloading the apps onto the wallet. I stopped the recording for a second just because I figured you didn't want to see a bunch of time just downloading. So you see I've downloaded a few already: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I wouldn't recommend you touch it, and a few others. There's others on here that may end up on the ledger, but for now I know for sure I'll have Bitcoin, I'll have Ethereum. I know I will have some Tezos, and I got some VeChain to put on here as well. Not financial advice, just projects that I'm in. There's other ones here that I'm holding, but I'm currently actively trading those, and even the ones that I'm putting on the wallet, there's still a certain amount that I'm trading, also holding some for the long term. So now I can go into manage my accounts, and allows me to see, all right, so I've got my Bitcoin. It says open the Bitcoin app on my device. So I've got to enter my PIN code now because it wants to make sure that I am doing that properly. So bear with me one second. All right, so now I'm on there. It's on Bitcoin. I will select Bitcoin, and it says application is ready. So it is now syncing up to my hardware wallet, which you see happen on the screen here. All right, so I can do 2 different devices. I'm going to add accounts. Accounts are added successfully. And there we go now. So Bitcoin, if I want to send Bitcoin, I can receive it. So it's asking me which Bitcoin address do I want to send. SegWit, native SegWit. And we have here, so I can show the QR code, or I can copy this address to receive here. And I got to verify that it matches on both the screen and on my ledger. So on the actual device, it's showing that, and then it's also shown on here. Now, if I was, say, scanning it from a phone, I can show QR code, and you can send Bitcoin directly to that. If you want to know why, it'll tell you why it's important to make sure those match to verify your transaction. So that's where we're at there. So that's it. So now I can send to this address. All right. And we are good. And I can approve. Application is ready. So that means that I'm done with it. Right? So I can also do this for my other accounts. I can add an account. I can choose the crypto asset that I've already downloaded wallet for, say Tezos. Continue. It's going to tell me on the device, application is ready. So I've got to go and I select Tezos. And it's opening my Tezos wallet right now. As you can see what's happening on the screen, it is doing that. And Tezos. So I just hit add account. Account added successfully. Close, and now I've got this account, and if I wanted to, I could choose to receive Tezos to this. And that's basically it. So if I wanted to receive it, I would hit receive, and I would amount to credit. And then I would copy the address and paste that wherever I'm sending it from, or if I have somebody sending it to me. You can do that for many other cryptocurrencies. Let me just quit on the device. All right, so now I'm done, and I will close out of that device. I can add more accounts. I can go to manager if I want to add more wallets to allow me to be able to do that. I've got to quit. All right, so I quit there. And now I need to unlock my device if I wanted to add more apps on there. Ledger, they give you the option to buy crypto via some of their partners. Always pay attention to fees that you're paying whenever you buy crypto, and also the market price. Is it a good market price based on what you're buying? So they have an option to buy, which can send it straight there, and then once you add stuff, it'll show up in your portfolio, and you can check it day to day. There's also an app, Ledger Live app, you can download on your phone, sync it up with the same information you just set up with your security key or passphrase, and it'll allow you to view it from your phone at any time. Now, if you want to initiate a send from your phone to there, you would just need to have the wallet handy and connect it to your phone through Bluetooth to be able to send it. If you want to send it from your computer, you would just need to plug it up like I just did for the setup process. So that's it for setting up a hardware wallet. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you in another lesson. Take care.